What if the thing you call falling in love was never actually about love at all? What if it was a solution to a problem so brutal, so unforgiving, that without it, the human species might not have survived long enough to invent the word romance in the first place? Here's the question, and here's the answer right now, so you're not left guessing. Why did humans evolve romantic love? The leading explanation among evolutionary anthropologists is this: romantic love evolved as an emotional reward system that kept two parents bonded long enough to raise a human infant, because human Barbies are born more helpless for longer than almost any other creature on Earth. Love wasn't the goal. It was the bribe evolution used to keep two people from walking away from an impossibly difficult job. Now stay with me, because that answer is only the beginning. The full story is stranger, older, and far more specific than that, and it starts 4.4 million years ago in a place called Aramis in what is now Ethiopia. In 1994, researchers uncovered the partial skeleton of an early human ancestor, a species called Ardipithecus ramidus. Scientists nicknamed her Ardi. It took 15 years to fully study and publish the findings, finally released in the journal Science in 2009, led by paleoanthropologist Tim White. But it was another researcher, Owen Lovejoy, who noticed something about Ardi's skeleton that would completely change how scientists thought about the origin of love. Ardi's canine teeth were small. That might sound like a strange detail to build an entire theory on, but in most primate species, large, sharp canine teeth are a male's weapon, used to fight off rival males competing for access to females. Big canines mean high male-on-male aggression. Ardi's canines were small, blunt, almost worn down like a modern human's. Lovejoy had already published a theory back in 1981, years before Ardi was even fully studied, arguing that early human ancestors made a radical evolutionary trade. Instead of competing violently for mates, males began forming stable bonds with individual females, and in exchange for exclusive access to a partner, they helped provide food. Ardi's small canines, discovered decades later, looked like exactly the kind of physical evidence Lovejoy had predicted before he had any proof at all. This is called the provisioning model, and it proposes something that should genuinely surprise you. Pair bonding, the ancient root of what we now call romantic love, may not have started because two individuals felt an overwhelming emotional pull toward each other. It may have started as a practical exchange. Fidelity for food, loyalty for protection. A partnership built to survive that only later got wrapped in the powerful emotional experience we now call love. Here's why that partnership had to exist in the first place, and this is the part that connects everything directly to you. Human Barbies are born catastrophically underdeveloped compared to almost every other mammal. A newborn horse can stand and walk within an hour of birth. A newborn chimpanzee can cling to its mother's fur almost immediately. A human newborn can't even hold up its own head. Anthropologists call this altriciality, and in humans, it's extreme. Some researchers estimate that, based on the growth rates of other primates, a human pregnancy would need to last closer to 18 to 21 months for a baby to be born at a comparable level of development to a newborn chimp. Instead, human Barbies arrive after roughly 9 months, essentially years early, and finish the rest of their brain development outside the womb, completely dependent on caregivers for years afterward. That created an enormous problem for early human mothers. A helpless infant that takes years, not months, to become self-sufficient meant a mother alone in the wild faced an almost impossible task, feeding both herself and a child who could contribute nothing in return for years at a time. The solution nature seems to have favored wasn't just stronger mothers, it was partnership. Two parents, bonded long enough and reliably enough to split the impossible workload of keeping a helpless human alive long enough to grow up. But evolution doesn't create loyalty through logic. You can't reason your way into staying up all night caring for someone else's survival. Evolution needed something stronger than logic. It needed a feeling powerful enough to override exhaustion, self-interest, and the temptation to simply walk away. That's where the chemistry comes in, and it's not unique to humans. In the early 1990s, Researchers Sue Carter and Larry Young studied two nearly identical species of rodent, the prairie vole and the mountain vole. Genetically, they're almost indistinguishable. Behaviorally, they could not be more different. Prairie voles form intense, lifelong pair bonds with a single mate. Mountain voles do not bond at all, mating and moving on. The difference, Carter and Young discovered, came down to how densely a specific brain receptor, sensitive to the hormone oxytocin, was distributed in each species' brain. More receptors, more bonding. It wasn't a moral choice the prairie voles were making. It was chemistry, quite literally wired into their neural architecture. Humans run on a strikingly similar system. Anthropologist Helen Fisher, working with neuroscientist Lucy Brown at Rutgers University, placed people who described themselves as intensely in love inside an fMRI scanner and showed them a photo of their partner. The brain regions that lit up weren't the ones associated with warm, gentle emotion. They were regions rich in dopamine, the same reward circuitry activated by cocaine. Fisher's research suggested romantic love isn't simply a feeling. It behaves neurologically like a drive, closer to hunger or thirst than to a passing mood, a system built to make you relentlessly pursue and hold onto one specific person. Put those two pieces together, the provisioning model from Ardi's small canine teeth and the neurochemistry from the vole research and Fisher's brain scans, and a very different picture of love starts to form. Long before poetry, before marriage ceremonies, before a single love song was ever composed, evolution appears to have built a chemical bonding system for one specific, unglamorous reason. To keep two exhausted parents locked together long enough to get a helpless, slow-growing infant to adulthood. You weren't built to fall in love because the universe is romantic. You were built to fall in love because, 4.4 million years ago, on the plains of what is now Ethiopia, a species of ape gave birth to Barbies that couldn't survive without two committed adults instead of one. The feeling came later. The function came first. So the next time you feel that unmistakable pull towards someone, that specific, overwhelming focus that makes it hard to think about anything else, understand what's actually happening underneath it. It's not proof of magic or fate. It's proof that you're carrying a solution that's older than language, older than agriculture, older than every love story ever told, a survival mechanism so effective that 4.4 million years later, it still feels, to you, exactly like the most important thing in the world. And in a way, it still is, just not for the reason you always assumed.